IBUKU is one of the pioneers in globalizing bamboo architecture since Elora Hardy and the team of passionate people committed to bringing local Indonesian techniques, process, and materials to the rest of the world as a way of building sustainably and a way of connecting with nature. The world-renowned studio is celebrated for all its current and growing successes in shifting the paradigm of what luxury and sustainable architecture means, and thus beyond the studio, IBUKU is also known for the Green School, which is a community with a mission to make our world more sustainable. Today, we are joined by IBUKU's lead architect, David, and we will converse about finding our way back to our roots through the many touch points of sourcing, planning, process, and the realization of their architecture. So thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome, Karina. It's my pleasure to be here.
No, it's ours. Will you tell us first about IBUKU, the beginning of the studio, and also the design philosophy?
IBUKU is a design consultant studio, an architecture and interior firm, basically. It was founded by Elora Hardy in 2010. But before that, her father, John Hardy, already initiate green school projects. And to build green school, he is like creating some kind like manufacture company, specialist in bamboo, called PT Bambu Bambu. So the history of IBUKU is connected with the PT Bambu Bambu at the beginning, when John Hardy initiated green school. But in 2010, Elora is went back from New York. He is like creating IBUKU, basically, like honoring IBUKU. And at that time, our first project is Green Village. It's a residential compound near Green School, basically. So that is our first projects. And up to now, we are designing maybe like around more than 100 structures, up to 200, I believe, in bamboo. And recently, we are widening our vocabulary because like we also now having a project from overseas. So we are widening our vocabulary and seeks what is the best palette in terms of contextuality from the location, basically. So, apologize. The design philosophy. I think what Elora want to try to introduce again is how we can reconnect it to the nature. There is one quote that I always remember when she said to me like, "Hey, David, what do you think about us and nature?" I mean, she just asked me like that, and I don't know. What do you think? And she said like, many times people say nature as it is become like a third person or a third something, right? But I think it's not correct. I think human is part of the nature. So basically we are like small pieces of the nature itself. And because of our maybe like as a human we have conscious, we have logic, then we are kind of like overrule nature, and we are trying to separate between human and nature. And I think that is describing what her intent in IBUKU on how he want to reconnect between human and also nature, where it should be human part of the nature. But from the architecture point of view, I mean, like I was having an architect background, and what make her vision is in line with me personally is like there's a word in architecture. There is some era in architecture called deconstructism. Deconstructism, yeah. I mean that is a style of architecture or like a mind of architecture of Frank Gehry, Peter Eisenman, and so on. But I'm not literally going into what is deconstructism, but they are questioning. In that era, they are questioning about a lot of things. And that is almost the same what we are doing here in IBUKU, where we are like questioning things. We are questioning, should be rectangular? Should door have like 2.4 meter height? Should rooms has to be square? So we are like questioning a lot of things in terms of architecture, which bring my memory about that deconstructism. When people start questioning a lot of things. So I think that is uh, elora perspective and vision and mind about the architecture background of IBUKU.
Will you share with us your thoughts on organic architecture and how it might help us find our way back to our roots?
Well, yeah, I mean, like people frame it as an organic architecture, means there is some organic architecture, right? But I think like human at the earlier thought is like is always try to connect with whatever uh happen or whatever exists nearby us. I mean, like if I live not in a town, but if I was born in one jungle, I will try to mimicking, or I will try to create space with whatever available there and whatever site available there, right? So I will try to adapt it. So organic architecture is is the way that it should be. I mean, this is from my perspective. Means it's not always have a curve things. I don't agree about curve thing is organic architecture. No, but the space that we create is you can feel right. Your body can feel right. Your soul can feel it's true. It's right. It is hard to describe it by a measure tool, and that brings me with some question like why we are always attract with a square room, right? And I'm thinking maybe it's because all the furniture that available in the market is square, or everything is rectangular, everything has corners, and people sometimes or human is a creature that willing to measure everything. Human want to understand everything. Human is feeling comfort when he is understanding. But I believe like some expression of the space and the way that human feel about the space is not dictated by a measurement things. I think that is what we try at Ibuku is like we want to understand about the feelings and the journey for the person who will use that space first. And we want to try to describe it from our professional as an architect eyes, how to define that space. And the shape itself, we are not trying to pretend like it should be curved like that. No, no, no. It's not the way that we are. But it the process of like defining space is creating their own form itself. So I think that is my answer.
Hmm. Well, so aside from nature or natural materials, what other vernacular things can inspire us when practicing architecture?
I'm very lucky working here at Ibuku in Bali and knowing this amazing material with bamboo. Here in Bali, there's a lot of people who has artisan skill, right?
Mm.
There are many artists. So, and they have like long history about their culture, their tradition, the way they are making or the way they are like living. So basically they already have maybe what I can call they have the local wisdom basically. Uh, like every ceremony, like ngaben is a cremation ceremony. I mean, like previously they are already using bamboo as the main material to carry on the body, right? So they already understand there is some material that they can use, and they already adapt how to use it. So I think that is a big major part of why Ibuku is born in Bali,
Mm,
because of that contextual value that already being here.
mm,
Besides, like bamboo is abundant here, but there is some community, there is some artisan already have that skill set. So I think their local wisdom and their experience and their skill is make us in Ibuku to make these things. I mean, like this thing is our project. So they are very integrated part of the design process and also the build process. Because like if Ibuku was born in Jakarta, for example, I don't think it will be bamboo.
mm,
So yeah, there is like a lot of local wisdom that we can gain here in Bali, and that is helping us in the design process and also the build process.
mm. So if local techniques and local people, local craftsmanship can inspire you, do you have an example or a story on how your bamboo architecture project successfully empowers them back or like help them achieve better well-being?
Well, there is some kind like symbiosis happening
Mm,
between us. Uh, Here, as a design consultant, we are pushing boundaries, right? So we are pushing the tradition or the local set skills, and we are like integrating that with technology. We are integrating that with client necessity. We are integrating from engineering perspective. So while we are designing and when we are involving people like local peoples to discuss and to brainstorming, I mean, like a lot of our process is like brainstorming with the artisan because they already have that skill set, right? And we as an architect, I mean, like I've been here for 14 years, but I still curious how they make something.
mm,
So we already have that discussion happening, and when we are discussing, there is some good, good back and forth between us, where we are try to, can it be done like this? And then we can show him or them some kind like drawings or image, and they will give feedbacks. Oh, no, 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 it cannot be like that. Maybe it can be like this if you want the shape to be like this. So there is some discussion happening, and it empowering them, or it imposing them all the technology and all the other consideration of design basically. So there is some kind of a transfer of knowledge, not only from them to us, but us also to them.
mm,
That's one thing that I can recognize. And the other thing, of course, I mean, like when we are creating design and we want someone to be built, right? So there is some business arrangement happen, and they got some fee to do that, and we are proud that our design can be built. So there's like two things that share together when we have a project.
sweet. So from educating and sharing knowledge with people, not only in Bali but also around the world, what have you noticed and wish people to know more about? And what have been the challenges in advocating for sustainable vernacular architecture?
Sustainable have a very wide meaning. That is for my short understanding about sustainable. And I I'm very glad that people look about us and think hey, Buku is using sustainability as the design approach, and very glad about it. What we know is bamboo is very fast grow and it's abundant in Bali. And like I said, in Bali there is some skill set and workmanship. So there is people who can do something with bamboo, and with the power of technology and research, we found a way how to preserve this material to be long lasting, right? Previously, bamboo is always says as a temporary structure, a temporary material because it's rotten quickly. But now we have that a way that preserve this material. So I think that is part of sustainability. I'm still questioning, but it's happened here and it's keep on happen. It's keep on going, and people is like looking us and willing to collaborate with us. So seeing from material perspective, I think that's the sustainability work, maybe. In terms of business, I think that's also while we are keep on having projects and we spread out to the world now. Like when we have overseas project, we are saying to our client, hey, maybe this material is not fit with your location regarding your regulation, right? I mean, like we have project in US where the regulation is very strict, but we always want to introduce this material as a material. And then we are negotiating with the local architect or the architect of record on which part of the building that bamboo can inspire the client, or like bringing the news there is material. So we always try to bring something where this material can be fit. And in overseas context, we are looking for other sustainability, other what is abundant over there, what is people can do with this material over there, and what is valuable basically. In one project in Central America, we have a chance to use submerged wood from a lake, because when they make a lake, they cut trees and then it's submerged. And then some contractor told us there is a possibility if we can bring that wood to be used. And if it already submerged for years, means the wood is very strong, right? And it's leftover basically. So yeah, we are finding whatever that we can find in terms of contextuality. Carita.
Perfect. Lastly, what is key to making a community of global holistic change makers, do you think?
That is tough question. Uh, I think it starts with us as a human, and with us mindset and perspective to seeing things. Uh, I don't know, but it should be start with ourselves first. And when we are like aware about something, it can change our mindset and our perspective to viewing things. Then we can start persuading people. We can do improvements like in Ibuku, we try to build structures from this material, right? Where maybe in 2008 in Indonesia, there's no one believe bamboo can be used as a permanent material that can be well designed, proper maintained, and proper also like treated. In back then, no one is believing that. But the way John Hardy and Elora seeing this material and her vision about this material, it can bring inspiration to people. Like for me, for instance, it's bringing me here collaborate with them up to now, right? But it starts with a simple awareness, and let's do it, right? I believe like at that time John Hardy is like, I mean, he owns a jewelry company, but I heard like he is like leave it all that jewelry company and start green school. And after like 10 years, it's inspired a lot of people. Have you heard green school New Zealand?
Mm.
So there is a change of green school now in New Zealand. Well, not using bamboo, but it's using some kind like a very sustainable wood over there. So it's keep like branching, it's keep spreading. So yeah, I mean like it start with ourselves and our awareness and our perspective. And I think if we already have that, whatever we do, we can inspire people, and it will be like coming like a rolling snow, it's getting bigger, bigger and bigger.
That's amazing. I really commend what you and the team at IBUKU have done in promoting and advocating for sustainable architecture, right? But not just that, it's also opening our minds up to what new luxury means. And it is about connecting with nature, reminding us that it is part of us, we are part of them, we're part of the process, the people, and also like the community around us. So thank you so much and keep doing great work.
Thank you, Karina, for this awesome opportunity.
Thank you.